Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor. Down here at the big moving bay. Mr. Little Bowl over there. Haven't seen him in years since the class reunion, one of my high school graduates. 2750 Ultra Centrecab, beautiful boat. Now just so you know, on these bigger boats, you're gonna have to use the trim tabs. That's all there is to it. I was a little harsh on them there for a while for leaning. You can get by with an 18, 20, 22 without trim tabs. That's how you can tell you got a good hole. Anything a bit bun. I'll be done here. Just that old Mr. Little Bowl here. Here's the Kingfisherman Laura over there. YouTube famous, those guys are. Yep. Anyway, we got the up here. We got for electric bow mount. You can get in through here. You got a plow anchor. You got the Garmin Yahoo. I'll do the happy dance. Smart man. Garmin's the way to go. They're really intuitive. A couple years ahead of everybody else. Forward window, dual wipers. You got window washers. You can see the little tube right there. Got the LED light bar. That's a dual range. I got to set that up and then do the steady cast. Now back to steady cast. Steady cast doesn't have nothing to do with like on your plotter as far as an app. Okay, steady cast is basically a navigation. Like Lowrance got 0.1. It's a heading sensor is all that is. So that means if you're stopped, it's going to keep you the true heading. But if you don't have that, that means if you're sitting, your guide could be going this way and you're going this way. If you have a steady cast, it will line you up like a heading sensor. That's what that is. I had a customer ask about that the other day. Anyway, these are real tough boats. They got a 132-gallon fuel tank on them. They're like 33 feet long on the trailer. We're going to swap trailers, so this trailer doesn't go with this boat. I'm going to drop it over there. They're going to bring down the right trailer. And let me see what else I can tell you. Oh, you got your pre-flex hold, like I say on every one of these. You got doink, doink. Then you got your strakes. You got your reverse here. You got this hook that goes all the way back. You can see how it goes like this and flattens out. That's what keeps that water spraying this way instead of straight or back in the back part of your boat. You'll know when I'm driving it. You got your pickup for your toilet, anchor drain. We're going to do away with that dual roller. Those ain't good. If he was going to keep it, I'd get rid of that, spin that around, run one roller. You got cleats. You got it back in here. You take a bunch of water on, wash it out here instead of running down into your deck. I put kerosene in here. It does say diesel. That's gonna be a thing of the past. Everybody's probably gonna go with kerosene. They're cleaner burning. They'll last for years and years. You use diesel, that'll plug up like ethanol will through time. So you do want to run your heater every once in a while, at least 3 times a year if you can. The more the better. Just fire it up, shut it down. You got 2x6 bunks on here. You got 4 of them. And again, this has nothing to do with this because we're getting another one. You got your ladder. You got some tie downs. Those ain't the tie downs you get because it's probably a 51 GTM. Small trim tabs. This doesn't need much. Eventually down the road, if they go a ½ foot wider on this boat, it's going to be better. It's going to be more stable with less trim tab usage. Now, he's got the big gear case of 4.2 liter V6 250's. Left hand, right hand. And it's 33 feet long, like I said, 500 horsepower max. And I think dry weight was 4387. Yep, I was right there. Height is like 1023. Then you got to add that, so say 12 feet. Roughing it. And the degree V on this one, I think was let me look that up because I'm not sure. I'm not going to tell you unless I know. Dry weight, yes. Dry weight, yes. Tow weight is 66 right there. That's not bad for this size boat. 21.5 degrees. That's pretty good. It's got a good V to it. 1 kilowatt transducer. And of course, the 4.2 gear cases will handle these stainless steel props. And we went 15 by 15 left and right. You got stainless steel prop shafts, drive shafts. Now, when you're running these two, you got 3 pickups. You got the pickup there, a pickup there, and you got your wash there. So if you're running this on ground, you want to get the bullet that goes back here, and then the regular flusher that goes onto that max. Just crank the water up on that. If you're still not getting water coming out the pit tube, that's right over here. And these don't pee out hard. A lot of people say, well, that ain't peeing. It just barely dribbles out because you got a big motor that's trying to go through this V6. So they're not like your late that just pisses water out quick. This is your freshwater flush. Now this one here, basically, if the motor's hot, which these stay warmer a lot longer because they're a V6, the motor's warm, you can feel that, and it's coming out of that P tube warm, you can use that. Just hook the hose, turn the water on. Do not start the motors when you use this one. Now say you were at home, you didn't have the bullet back there, take some duct tape and tape over that back intake and put your earmuffs up there and just force the water through, because a lot of houses don't have the water pressure. I got 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer, stainless prop shaft, drive shaft, V6 motor. I got to calibrate the antenna, set up the GPS, VHF, radio, strakes. I got to pick up right down through the bottom. Kicker motor, that's going to be tight. You may have to do a 9.9 if you wanted one. And you swing this baby down. I wish I had one more step. You got tuna tubes. Right there's your bait box. You got the floor hooked up for downriggers. There's your switch for your Maxwell, windlass, battery charger. That I'd put like a clip or something here that you could clip so this door doesn't come out, because when you do go, it's going to pop that door. So like a twist clip or some kind of a latch. Here's your dual batteries. There's your off on switch. Put it on. Don't do the yellow until you need it, until the battery goes dry. I can hear the radio coming on. I got to set that. See how long it takes me to prime these up? Oh, look at that. They did their job. Got the fuel valve open. This one's a little harder. One is always a little harder than the other one to prime for some reason. But I can do that when I'm done. There's your valves for your wash down, for your bait tank, for your tuna tubes. If you don't want water going in there, you turn that valve. So I can do that too, and that will just drain back out. So I really don't need this plug, but I am going to put that in to check for leaks. So I'm going to leave that in. But you know what? I can do it that way too. Yeah, okay. Got lights up underneath all the way. Got a Garmin back here. Deck lights. Walk around. That's that gutter system. Then if you go up here, that's where that water comes in, goes out. You got waste to pump out your toilet right here. Your hatch. Garmin black. Lock that down. There's a chain. Here's your spool. I like the spools, and look how big that box is in there. So you can get a lot more chain, a lot more rope in there, and they don't pull up, because if you didn't have that and it just drops in that box, then they'll start pulling up on one side, then they'll go into knots, and then you're going to have a heck of a trouble. Look like bird droppings. Oh, he's got a sunroof, got the good antenna, smaller windows so you don't get water coming in here. Like, and again, all your spray is going to go that way, so you don't get all that big gusts and stuff. Good drains on the window slots. That's one I have to calibrate. Then in here, you got a fish box, pumps out right here, plus it's got the plug. This needs to be cleaned. So basically, all the way to the front, up underneath that hatch, you can either do it from that front lid down that drop, or in that box. There's a plug there, a plug back here that goes into here, and a plug here. So if you wash this out, all that water that's up there will go into that box, which you take that plug that will go into that box, you take that plug out there, goes into this box. you take this plug off, and say you're at home, you don't want to, that's a lot of water you're going to have to pump if these were full, which they never should be. But you can block this and this, see that there? And just keep this for one box. But if you want to get that water out, then you got to drain it there. But you could pump and pump and pump. So if you're at home, you could pull this plug and just let it drain out manually. Got lights up underneath there. You got jumper seats here. And there's the other plug, and the other plug's way up there. You got the airwave seats, Fusion stereo, the Apollo. You can just clear that, turn that off. I'm going to turn that. This is for your bar light up front. Screen, DEC controls. I'll set your trim assist. USB 12 volt, trim tabs right here. Start, left key switch. There's your anchor. Wiper, lights, sport lights. I'll leave that. Cabin lights, anchor light. Tuna tube works. Washers, that'd be for your window washers. Waste pump, bait tank, deck wash, bilge pump. This here you pull and slides down. See how the lights are on in here? Pop this up. There's for your window washers. Then it just goes up again like this. There's your toilet, there's your valve. Right there's your holding tank. There's your macerator pump. And then the switch for, oh, it's over here, overfill switch. So if it gets overfilled, that light's gonna come on and it will start pumping.